How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI, Camber Energy, that finished just over 11% on the day. And I must say, the run continues. Now, as far as what we had, it was a very choppy market, and as far as volume is concerned, we ended up seeing what we were looking forward to, like I spoke about in the previous video. But you know what? I'll talk about it more. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and what are some levels that we want to look forward to going into tomorrow. Again, you want to make sure you have a game plan if you're going to be trading this stock. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership. Are shorts still heavily vested in this play? The reason why this is important to know, because it does have an impact as far as how the stock moves. And then afterwards, we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to see, are institutions loading up on shares? Are they a part of the action? We want to know. It does impact the stock. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So let's get to it. We're going to be doing a technical analysis for Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.82, being up 11.70%. On the low, it tested $3.44, and then on the high, testing $4.37. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 453.691 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 362.755 million shares. So when we get this kind of above average volume coming into Camber, you already know we're going to see some strength in the stock. Now, as far as when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 90.61. So seeing this overall, it is easily in the overbought territory, but we have been on quite the run, I must say here. And one thing that I love about this chart, we are seeing higher lows. So when you're seeing higher lows and increasing levels of support, it's looking really strong. As far as where we tested on the high of the day, it was around $4.37. So this is an area going into tomorrow. We're going to want to see CEI have some momentum above 437 and then make that move going to 450. I want to look forward to seeing us getting back to this level of 485 before we had that halt and so on. And I think it is very doable if the volume continues. As far as on the low where we tested, went on a pullback, it was around $3.44. I was saying, like, you know what, it would be great to see if $4 hold up, but again, that is no big deal because many people took advantage of that pullback. So if we do end up pulling back again for tomorrow, this is an area to look out for. You're going to want to see some strength right off of that 345 area. If we do decide to pull back even further, I would definitely want to see us how well we would hold up around 340 and also here right around 323. But for the most part, I'm definitely seeing us revisit that $4 level going into tomorrow. But if we don't, just know about those areas and then wait for confirmation before you actually go into a position. And what I mean by that, you want to wait for the right setup. You want to make sure those candlesticks and it's working alongside with the indicators that you're using. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for CEI. So scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 25 minutes ago, and the short borrow fee rate is not available. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 27th, it was at 59.36, and the close for the 28th, it was at 61.74, and in the close for the 29th, it was 56.04. So we did see that it went down from what it was on the 28th. So will we be seeing a continuation of this trend? It'll be very interesting to know. If I'm able to actually see these numbers before I put this video up, I will be talking about it in the final thoughts. But one thing we do know for a fact, CEI still continues to have that short squeeze potential, and if there's a lot of buying volume coming through the stock, then you can look forward to seeing some strong moves and upside. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we could see on the inflow it was at 317, and then on the outflow it was 311. So we had an inflow day. When we take a look at the breakdown, it was 39.17 on the large. On the medium it was 207, and then on the small we had 70.53. When we take a look at the outflow side, on the large it was 39.38. On the medium it was 207, and then on the small it was 65.04. So just taking a look at how this breakdown looks, since we did have a lot more orders on the small side, this tells us there was a lot of retail traders as well as some investors who were loading up today. And of course there was some profit taking. We did have around 65. Keep in mind this is in the millions, but of course we still have a surplus on the inflow side. And then taking a look at the medium, it was pretty much even on both ends. And when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see the outflow for September 30th, which is today, being at 210.5. But when we take a look at that difference right there though, it's between 39.17 versus 39.38. That is nothing. Institutions were loading up on shares today. Yes, we did have some profit taking coming from institutions as well, but at the same time, we saw a lot of buying. So one thing we have to keep in mind, this above average volume needs to continue. We need to have this buying pressure so we can move CEI even further. If you don't end up getting that, then of course you can look forward to seeing more pullbacks, more volatility, and so on. So that's just one thing that I want to make sure that you are prepared for. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for CEI, I was talking about in a previous video, you're going to want to see certain areas of support actually hold up. I talked about $3.80 if we cannot hold $4, and we ended up closing at $3.82. So you know what? I guess I was off by like 2 cents. But anyways, we still have strength coming through this play. We were still green. This is one thing to understand. As far as trading off of the fluctuations inside of this play, you want to make sure that you have a game plan because it does move fairly quickly. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential written all over it. So this is why I say it is very important to make sure you have a lot of buying pressure coming through this stock, and that's exactly what we got today. This was also a play that we put on the daily morning watch list inside of the Discord as well. And again, since we had some pretty good ideas as far as the setup and what we were looking forward to if it did decide to pull back, some were able to actually take advantage of this and see some profits. I know many of you are also holding shares as well, and if you have been holding for this whole entire time, you definitely have done very well for yourself, and I want to send out a congratulations to you. And I also want to remind you to make sure you keep an eye on that price action. I want us to see us get back to that $4 level and be able to hold it down so we can go back and try to make that move going to $5. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. Hope you found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.